Yeah, welcome to VLSI Simplified YouTube channel. Today I want to explain the sequence detector. So the sequence detector we want to design by using two machines, two FSMs, that is Mealy machine and Moore machine. So what is this sequence detector? Sequence detector accepts the inputs, a string of bits, okay, and it will generate a one when the target is detected, okay. So in sequence detectors, you have two types, okay. Sequence detector, okay. Sequence detector, you have two types. One is non-overlap, and next one is overlap, okay. In non-overlap, the final bit of the sequence cannot be the first bit of next sequence, okay. So that means if you are getting the final bit, it will start from the initial state, and overlapping, the final bit of the sequence can be the first bit of next sequence, okay, can be the first bit of next sequence. Suppose if I want to design a sequence detector with 101, okay. So with 101 I want to detect a sequence detector. So we can do with the two methods. One is overlapping and non-overlapping, okay. Overlapping, and also you have in FSM you have two types, that is Mealy and Moore, okay. So in Mealy machine, the output is function of what? Output is a function of present present input, present state and present input, okay. Present state and present input. And in Moore output is function of only present state, okay, only present state. So if I take like one sequence, I want to just random sequence I'm taking, and I'm seeing the output. I'm searching for 1010 sequence. In overlapping and non-overlapping, let us take the random sequence, input sequence. Let us take the input sequence. This is 01 double one zero 1 0 1 0 double one, okay. So I'm using non-overlapping sequence, okay. So non-overlapping means here 0, so I'm searching for what sequence? 101, okay. So if it is 0, that means I'm not getting any sequence, the output is 0. And 0 1, the output is 0, okay. And if it is 1, the output is what? Output is 0 only, okay. And next, when it is 0, the machine is searching for 10. You got the second sequence in the whatever the sequence you are searching, but you're not getting the complete sequence, the output is 0. Here you are getting the 1. So the 101 means you are getting the whatever the sequence you are searching, you got this sequence, that is 101, okay. 1 you got the sequence. So in non-overlapping, after getting the sequence, it will start from the, so this is nothing but we are designing Mealy, okay, by using Mealy machine, okay. Here if you see here, so that means it will start from the initial state. So here it is 0, and here it is 0, and here it is 0, and here it is so you got the sequence. So you got the sequence, so the output becomes 1. Again, it will start from the initial state, that is output equal to 0. Output equal to 0. So this is nothing but Mealy non-overlapping sequence. Okay. So if you see the Mealy overlapping sequence, I will take the same random sequence. Okay. Mealy, if you see the input sequence, just take the random sequence. Same sequence I am taking: 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 and 0 1 1, okay. So I'm using overlapping, okay, overlapping sequence. In overlapping, here this is 0, and this is 0. I'm searching for what sequence? 101. So here if you see, this is 0, and this is 0, and this is 1, okay. You got the sequence, so this is 101. So that means in overlapping case, the final bit of the sequence can be first bit of next sequence. So that means it will start from which sequence? It will be start from the final bit. It will be the first sequence, will be the first bit of next sequence. So that means it will start from 1. So next 1, next 0, so that means 0. So again here you got, so it is included, 1 is included, 101, so that means it becomes 1. Okay, so here you got the sequence 101. Again it will start from 0. Okay, it starts from 1. Okay, it starts from 1, and 1, and next here you have 0, and next here you have 1. Okay, so that means you got the sequence, the output is 1 and the remaining it is 0. Okay, so this is the Mealy machine for overlapping and non-overlapping sequence. Okay, suppose if you see the Moore machine. Okay, if you see the Moore machine, same sequence I will take. Same sequence I will take. Let us take the input sequence. So input sequence is 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, double 1. Okay. So by first I will see the non-overlapping sequence. Okay, non-overlapping sequence if we see, you will get the, in more efficient, you will get the output at next clock pulse. So that means see here. So here non-overlapping it is 0, and it is 0, and here also 0. I'm searching for what sequence? 101. Okay, and here also you got 0, and here you will get 0 only. So next clock edge, so that means at next clock pulse you will get 1. Okay, so at next clock pulse you will get 1. Okay, anyway again 1, and it will start. So if it is 0 means it's 0, and again it is 0 means 0. Okay, next so next here, this is what, this is anyway 0, and here also 0. So at next clock edge, you will get this as 1. Okay, so the at next clock edge it becomes 1. Okay, so this is non-overlapping, and if it is overlapping, I'll take the same sequence: 0, double 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, double 1. Okay, so if it is overlapping, if it is overlapping, so if it is overlapping, so here you have 0, here you have 0, here you have 0, and here you have 0, here you have 0, here you will get 1. Okay, so in what is in overlap, that means the last bit will be the first bit in next sequence, so that means this will be included, this will be included. So next so this is anyway 0. Okay, and here 0. So next clock edge, here you got the sequence. So that means at next clock edge, here after next clock edge, here it becomes 1. Okay, and here also at next clock edge, next clock pulse you will get the 1. Okay, and this becomes the last final bit of the sequence becomes the first bit of the next sequence. So one will be included. So 1 next 0 means 0. Again 1 means a 0. Next clock edge you will get 1. Okay, at next clock pulse you will get a 1. That is in terms of Moore emission. Okay, so in terms of Moore emission. Okay, so I'm going to decide this 101 sequence by using Mealy machine. Okay, first is overlapping, and next is non-overlapping, and also Moore machine, overlapping and non-overlapping. Suppose if it is a Mealy machine, first I am doing with Mealy machine. Okay, one second. Okay. So if you see the Mealy machine, first I am doing with the non-overlapping, non-overlapping. So which sequence I am searching? That is 101. Okay, this sequence I am searching. Okay, so in Mealy machine, how many bits are there? That many states you have. Okay, so that means it will be like this. So the diagram will be here. This is state, and here let us take this is initial state. Okay, this is one, and next you have state 2, state 2, and so when it is coming from this state to this state, here this is input by output, input by output. Okay, so this is the format for Mealy machine. Okay, so let's take I'm using non-overlapping state. normal overlapping case. Okay, so if you see S naught, okay, S naught, at S naught, the possible combinations are either 0 or 1. Okay, so 0 or 1 means what? When I'm searching for, if it is 0, so actually I'm searching for about 101. So it will be in the same state. It will be the same state. The input is 0 and output is 0. Okay, so when you got the sequence, when you are getting the proper sequence, correct sequence, the output becomes 1. Okay, and when it is 1, so in your sequence you got this sequence. Okay, so if you are getting the correct sequence, it will go to the next state. So that means it will go to which state? So it will go to S1. Okay, S1, and the input is 1 and output is 0. Okay, and so at S naught, two states are over. That means when input is 0 and input is 1. Okay, and at S1 there are two conditions. So when input is 0, okay, so input is 0 means what? You got second state. Okay, so till here this is initial state, and here you got what state? One state. Okay, you got 1, and if it is next 0, okay, it will go to which state? It will go to second state, S2. Okay, and input is what? 0, and the output is 0 only. Output is 0. Okay, and at S1, if it input is 1, okay, so it will be in the same state. It will be in the same state. So you're not getting any sequence. So you're not getting the correct sequence. The output is 0. Okay, so two possible conditions completed, and at H2, possible combinations are either 0 or 1. Okay, so I'm searching for, so at H2 I got the sequence 1 0. Okay, so 1 0. Suppose if it is 1 0 0. Okay, if I'm getting 1 0 0, so it will go to which state? It will go to S naught state. Okay, so that means if it is 0, I didn't got the sequence. I got the sequence here. I got the sequence 100 only. Okay, but my sequence is what? 101. Okay, so that's why output is what? 0. Okay, it will go to S naught. And here if this is 1, you got the sequence. That means you got the sequence 101. It will go to the initial state. What is the initial state? S naught. And the that means input is 1 and the output is, okay. So this is the state diagram for a Mealy non-overlapping sequence. Okay, hope you understood. This is Mealy for non-overlapping sequence for 101 state. Okay, so 101 state, non-overlapping state. Okay, suppose if I do overlapping. Okay, if you see overlapping Mealy state machine, Mealy state machine for 101 state overlap. Overlap. Okay, if I am doing overlapping, so how many states you have? So here S naught. Okay, S naught you see. So S naught, so when it is 0, so it will be in the same state. Okay, 0 same state, output is 0. Okay, and next when it is 1, it will go to the next state. So what is the next state? Next state is S1. Okay, out, so input is 1 and output is 0. So you got only first sequence. So when you are getting the first sequence, so that means whatever the detector, it is finding out the first sequence and it will go to next sequence. Okay, so two possible combinations are completed, and at S1 two possibilities are there. So that means here you got, so that means here this is initial state, and here you got 1. Okay, and S1 two possible combinations, either 0 or 1. Okay, so if you are getting 0, it will go to which state? It will go to S2. It will go to S2, and input is 0 and the output is 0. Okay, input is 0 and output is 0. And if it is 1, okay, it will be in the same state. 1, it will be in the same state and output is 0. And at S2, so that means if it is 0, so that means here you got 1 0. So 1 0. Next, if you are getting 0, so that means you are not getting proper sequence. You are getting what sequence? 1 0 0. So 100 means it will go to which state? It will go to the initial state. So that is 0. You didn't get the output. Okay. And when you are getting 101, okay, as this is overlap, so it will go to which state? So overlap means it will go to S1. It will go to S1. The input is 1 and output is 1. Okay. So the difference between this overlapping and non-overlapping is this only. See here, in non-overlapping, if it is 1, this is going into initial state. And here if you see, when you are getting 1, as this is overlapping, the last sequence can be the first sequence, means whatever the repeated. So here repeated, you got 1, no? So it will go to S1. Okay. So hope you understood this Mealy state machine 101, non-overlapping and overlapping. So next we'll see the Moore model. Moore model, Moore state machine. Okay. So Moore machine. First we'll see the non-overlap. Non-overlapping. So if you see the non-overlapping, so in the Moore machine, you are getting the output at next clock pulse. So that means in Mealy machine we already seen, that means the how many number of bits, that many number of states you have. So in Moore you have one more state. Okay, so you have S0, S1, S2, and S3. Okay, so we will analyze. So here, so I'm searching for which sequence? 101. I'm searching for 101. So if it is S not, okay, so the sequence will be like this. Here, this is state by output. Okay, again here one more state by output. Okay, and here input here initial state. So this is the basic diagram for Moore machine. Okay, why? Because Moore machine, the output is function of what? Only present state. Okay, so that's why whatever the outputs are there, that will be defined within the state itself. Okay, so separately you need to define the inputs. Okay, so here if you see S naught, so that means you are not getting any sequence, so that's why output is 0. Okay, it has not two possible cases. One is 0 and 1. Okay, so when it is 0, where it will go, and when it is 1, where it will go. Okay, so when it is 0, so that means it will be in the same state. When it is 0, it will be in the same state. And when it is 1, so you got the sequence in this, so it will go to the next state. It will go to the next state, and you are not getting full sequence. We are getting sequence, the output becomes 1. So that's why output equal to 0 only. Okay, so this is 1. Okay, so it is not two possibilities are completed, and S1 also we need to see for 0 and 1. So when it is 0, so next sequence I got, that means 1 0. So here this is initial state, and this is nothing but one state. So 1 you got it at S1. Okay, and next if you see at S1, two possible cases. When you are getting 0, it will go to the next state. Okay, so let us take the next state is S2, and you didn't got the output, so output equal to 0. Okay, and if it is if you are getting 1, okay, so normally 1 1. Okay, 1 1 means what? It will be the same state only. It will be in the same state only. Okay, so this input is what? 1. Okay, and next let us take here at S2, the possible combinations are 0 and 1. Okay, so 0 and 1 means when it is when it is 1. Okay, so when it is 1, where it should go? So when it is 1, so 101. So when it is 1, it should go to S1. Okay, one second, one second. Here at S2, when it is 1, it should go to S3. S3, when it is 1, you will go to S3. And what is the output? 1. Output is 1. Okay, this is not the case. Okay, this is not the case. And at S2, when it is 0, where it should go? It should go to the initial state. It should go to the initial state. So the input is what? 0. Okay. And it has two possible combinations. So here you got 1 0, and here got 1 0 1. Okay, you got the whole sequence. That's why output equal to 1. Okay, and it has 3. So when you are getting 1, so it should go to what? Next, when you are getting 1 or 0, when you are getting 0, it should go to the initial state. So this is 0. And when you are getting 1, it should go to state. It should go S1. Okay, it should go to S1. The output is 1. Okay, so this is Moore non-overlapping case. Okay, Moore non-overlapping case. Okay, so if you see the Moore machine overlapping case, overlapping. Okay, I'm searching for what sequence? 101 sequence. No, I'm searching for 101 sequence. Okay, so let us take S naught. Okay, overlapping case S naught, and the input output is 0. It is not, you see, when the input is 0, it will be in the same state. Okay, and when the input is 1, so you got 1, so 1 bit in the sequence, it will go to the next state. Okay, so what is the next state? Next state is S1 by you didn't get the whole sequence, that way output equal to 0. Okay, okay, so this is 1. Okay, S naught is completed. At S1, if you see, when you are getting 1, sorry, the possible combinations are 0 and 1. So when you are getting 0, so that means this is one part of the sequence. So when sequence is identified, it will go to the next state. So this is what? S2, and whole sequence you didn't got, so that means output equal to what? 0. Output equal to 0. Here this is initial state. Here you got 1. Here you got which state? 1 0. You got 1 0. Okay, and when it is 1, it will be in the same state. It will be in the same state. Okay, and next, at S2, the possible combinations you need to check for either 0 or 1. Okay, so if it is 0, okay, if it is 0, so normally what you got? So the sequence is 0. This input is 0. Okay, so 0 means what? So 0 means where it should go? So normally you are getting 1 0 0. Okay, so but you are checking for 1 0 1, no, so it will go to the initial state. It will go to the initial state. So this is what? 0. Input is 0. Okay, and if it is 1, you got the sequence. So you got the sequence. Okay, it will go to 3, and this is the related to what? Output 1. Okay, output 1 S3. Okay, S3 and output 1, and what is the input? Input is 1. Okay, so here I got the sequence 1 0 1. Okay, so 1 0 1, and at S3 I'm searching, so that means possible combinations are I need to see for 0 or 1. So if it is 0, okay, 0 means what? So that means 1 0 1. Next I am getting 1 0. Okay, so that means 1 0. So 1 0 means first I need to see for 2 bits. So these two bits are matching, no? So that means the next two sequence can be the first sequence in the overlapping sequence. So that means where it should go? Where you got 1 0? So that is H2. So it should go to H2. Should go to S2. Okay, and at S3, suppose 1 0 1 I got, next I will get 1. Okay, so if I see 1 1 1 1, so here in this state diagram, it is not matching. I need to see for only 1 bit. Okay, so 1 bit means where I will get 1. Here I got 1, no, so that means it should go to which one? So this is what? This is 0, and it should go to S1. So it go to S1, the input is 1. Okay, so this is about the sequence detector, and detecting the sequence. So detecting the sequence 1 0 1. Okay, 3-bit sequence. So like this you can design. So 3 bits means how many possible combination, eight possible combinations you take, and any like 0 1 0 1 0 0 and 0 1 1, like cases you take, and you try to design by using Mealy emission and Moore emission, that is overlapping and non-overlapping. Hope you understood. Okay, thank you.